in speaking with somebody last week about health coaching, he said that he has been dealing with not feeling optimal, not feeling like everything is functioning the way he would like it in his body. And then he said this brilliant thing. He's like, it's as if I've been living with my check engine light on.
Did he give you any like specifics, like things that like really stuck out to him that he felt like was really barking at him? I guess you would say, if we want to use the dog barking at him. Welcome to Integrative Approaches in Healthier Living, a collaboration of Living Life Now and Bush Health Coaching, where we have conversations for living well. Hey guys, welcome back to Integrative Approaches and Healthier Living. My name is Coach Chris, and I am here with
Tami Tomlinson.
Thanks once again for joining us. Tami has a really cool story leading up to our conversation today. Previously, we were talking about our intentions or our word for the year. Today, we're going to kind of like springboard off that into like I don't want to say a completely new subject. It's definitely related. It could, for those people that are out there like that maybe playing around with a gray area, this could be a really helpful episode you might want to listen to. I don't want to like rob the spotlight too much. I'm going to turn it over to Tami, and so she can kind of tell the story that leads us up to our conversation today. Tami.
Thanks, Chris. So yes, in speaking with somebody last week about health coaching, he said that he has been dealing with not feeling optimal, not feeling like everything is functioning the way he would like it in his body. And then he said this brilliant thing. He's like, it's as if I've been living with my check engine light on.
I like that.
And I said, wow, that's a really fantastic analogy. Living with our check engine light on.
Did he give you any like specifics, like things that like really stuck out to him that he felt like was really barking at him? I guess you would say, if we want to use the dog barking at him.
Yeah, we could use a dog, but I think more of like if our engine is sputtering, right? If we're going to use a check engine light. But no, not specifically, but just it was enough for him to realize that he needed to get to the doctor to have some testing done, because he isn't one that frequents doctors like I do. Like I'm there every 3 months, right? When we live in a body that doesn't already have pre-existing conditions, we tend to not necessarily have a lot of blood testing done and things like that. So I think there's many of us that are living in a sluggish body, or they know there's something that's just not right.
They're pushing the accelerator.
Yeah, exactly.
The engine's not moving as quickly or as strongly as it
we're like
used
chugging
to.
along
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
almost like we're almost out of gas, really. That's kind of how I think of it, is
absolutely
my gas tank's not full.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I like I liked the call out there that he did, and I'm sure you probably also recommended that he did this, go to his primary care physician first, especially if something's going on. That's like your first line of attack. You definitely want to, if you're feeling like overly tired, or you're not feeling yourself, got some brain fog, whatever it may be, that I guess, so to speak, has your check engine light going, or the dog's barking at you, it's good to like go to the doctor first. A lot of people like to try to internet diagnose. Yes, there is some great information on the internet. Even if you know the research, it's just better to go to your primary care.
Right. Yeah, as it's referred to often, Dr. Google. I know I've been there, been in the spot where you think you're dying. It's a catastrophic, oh my gosh, this is terrible. But then when you really get to a doctor and then they do the testing, it's like, oh, it's not that bad. This is manageable. I'm not on the way out just yet. So
right.
Yes.
Has he gotten his test results back yet?
Oh yes, yes,
Mm,
yes. He's
good.
he's been actively working on his results and what he learned and doing a great job, but he's at a point now, I think, in his journey that he knows he just needs more support. When we speak to the medical professionals and then we want to apply a more holistic or integrative approach to things, then we can start looking outside, our lab test and lab results and how else can we support our body, and that could be through fitness, our exercise, our diet, logging our foods and many of the things, tips and techniques that we have already talked about on this channel, right, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. Men, unfortunately, are a little bit more reluctant to go to the doctor. And I don't know exactly why this is, but I've had several male clients that have come to me. They're not feeling the greatest and they just want to start exercising. Their answer is like, oh, hey, I want to start exercising. I need to better care of myself. I need to make some changes to my diet. Oh, there's been a few cases where I'm like, look, no, until you go back to your primary care, and double check these things. It's something that you need to take seriously. And the reason I say
Exactly.
you need to take it seriously is like we don't know what it could be. I had a
Hmm.
guy once, by the way, speaking to this, he wanted to start doing like training and stuff with me, and when he finally like went to the doctor, he found out he had a clot in his lung. And so if we would
Mm-mm.
have actually started with working out, homie would have probably died. Like the
Right,
likelihood
right.
that that clot would have really like lodged. And fortunately, like I didn't start training with him. He did go to see his doctor. They did put him on what is anticoagulants or blood
Hmm.
thinners
Blood thinners. Hmm.
to get rid of the clot. He was healthy afterwards. He he still did change his diet. He still did start exercising, all of the things. But at least he's
But
still around.
exactly, but at least he did it in a proper, healthy way.
Absolutely.
Right,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
And this particular person that I've been mentioning, one of the results led him to being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes,
Wow.
right? So no, paying attention to your body and being intentional and not continue. I mean, we get to a point where we're like, okay, I know for myself, especially when you get to the point where you have like no energy, there's no gas left in your tank, and all of the engine lights are on, then you really need to figure out what's happening so that you can move forward accordingly and appropriately. Which
Absolutely.
leads me to, are we ready, Chris, for my word?
All right. Let's hear
My
your word.
word? Yes, because we talked about that in the last episode, right? Preparing for the year and who out there uses a word for the year. And Chris and I were brainstorming even right before this chat today on why does it have to be a whole year word? And you do you. You figure out what works best for you, but my word, which ties directly into this whole conversation on your check engine light and getting to the doctor and all of that, proactive.
Yep. Proactive
Proactive.
is a great word. I
I'm
like that
going
one.
to be more proactive this year, less reactive. That's the thought, that's the plan, that's the idea, that's my intention,
I like it.
right? I
Yeah.
told you you would like it. You like it?
Yeah. I
Proactive.
do
It's a
like
good
it.
one.
It's a good one. I agree. I feel
Hmm.
like that would be that, and generally in life, that's just like such a great word, as far as especially like health goes and everything.
Hmm. Hmm.
Proactive is a great word.
Right.
Yep.
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 Proactive. So
I think
yes.
I wanted to touch on that too, and I think also with the word thing, and I agree with you because habits are something that's very similar. Like people oftentimes, you're right, like okay, they want to set this intention, set this word for the year, but I think often we also need to like look at these as being seasonal. It
Hmm.
doesn't
Hmm.
necessarily have to
Hmm.
be all year long.
Hmm.
It could be something that you're training for. Like I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. They're training for an event So a lot of their habits right now are around that event. A lot of their intentions are around that event. It would be like that person still trying to carry those same habits, those same intentions after the event is over. And at that point, then it's more like it's maintenance, and other things can
it's
take
not
over.
as applicable after the fact.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. So, yeah, the word of the year can definitely change. Of course, this is the beginning of this year, and so it's very early. A lot of people probably have some immediate goals, and so their word might be focused around that. But Tammy is like proactive. I think that's such a great anytime word.
It is. It is. And I know some people use their birthday, right? To
Hmm.
use their birthday as their reset for their year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, depending on where your birthday falls within the 12 months, you could use that as your reset. I'm an
Right.
August baby, so it would I could keep proactive all year. I could keep it until my birthday. I can keep it forever or 2 weeks, and then I go, oh crap, this really wasn't the one I thought it was. But no, I'm
Absolutely.
I'm very confident proactive is it, because it's the one that keeps landing back in my lap. And yeah, it's my sign to
Your
be
son.
proactive.
All right, there you go. Yep.
Yep.
So I guess, is there more that we need to add around the check engine light?
That's my biggest takeaway on it is I think it's very brilliant when we take control of ourselves and take that step to live a happy,
Manage, yes,
healthy,
manage.
optimal life. I'm sorry, what?
Absolutely. No, I was saying yes, take that step to manage. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
100%.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Agreed. I agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I second that, and I would just say there's no reason to flirt with disaster. If you feel like something's going on, don't wait. Especially don't wait a long period of time. Get to the doctor. There's no reason to flirt with disaster. Burying your head in the sand, so to speak, or acting like something that you know is going on is not going on, doesn't solve the problem. And a lot of times, I mean, I know in my experience, I've seen it make things a lot worse. Not to scare anybody, but right now I'm dealing with somebody with some pretty serious stuff going on. Had they actually got to the doctor like a year or so ago, whenever they first started seeing the signs of certain things, they wouldn't be dealing with the stuff that they're dealing with right now. And right now they're dealing with a lot. If you feel something's off, get to the doctor. Don't wait. It's not the end of the world, but the big thing is don't flirt with disaster and don't stick your head in the sand. It's just better to solve it now than later.
Like years ago, I was dealing with was ended up being perimenopause, but it was dizziness, and they're like, "Oh, you need to go see a cardiologist." And you start making the phone calls to get an appointment, and there's like a 6 to 8 month wait.
Yep,
So
sometimes you're right.
the longer we put that off to just pick up the phone and make the call, the longer it's going to take us to probably get into an office somewhere. So if this is something that's like been mulling around in the back of your head and you've been thinking, "Oh, I need to," just take a moment, stop today, turn this video off and make your phone call and then come back and say thank you.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tammy. That's a great call out. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I have another one of my clients right now. She's waiting for a specialist, and she's been waiting for a specialist now for like I think 2 to 3 months. I think almost 4 months, and from the time
Yeah.
that she like
Yeah.
reached out to like
Hmm.
now where she can get an appointment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. We would love to hear like if any of you guys are like, what your experiences are. If you've had a similar experience where, you maybe waited or didn't wait, or you have a similar experience like Tammy was saying, where you've been living life with, say, like your gaslight or the dog's barking at you. Let us know in the comments below. That'd be really cool to hear your guys' stories as well. But like, share, and subscribe. It really helps our channel. We appreciate every one of you guys. Tammy?
Yes, thank you. We love you. Thank you for tuning in each and every time that you do join us. And we are truly grateful. So thank you, Chris. Thank you.
course.
Integrative approaches and healthier living. Be well.
See you guys.